I will be walking you through this project, and first of all, I'm going to start with the POCSPEC YAML file, and inside this file, these are the list of dependencies that I'm currently using. But the most important one is the flutter block, and also the Go router. And what the flutter block does is it helps me manage my state. So it's a state management that I'm currently using, which is Bloc. And also the Go router is how I navigate the user to certain pages. So next I'm going to move to my main file. So in my main file we have several blocks. In my main file we have the multi-block provider, which help me manage my block providers, and currently I'm using auth qubit and email qubit. So let me just go straight into this file here, which is my email client app. And what this does for me is to help me navigate the user to the right page whenever the user enters the app. So here now we have the block listener, we have the auth qubit and also auth state, and here I'm tracking the state. So if the state is authenticated, if the user is authenticated rather, it takes the user to inbox, and if the user is not authenticated, it takes the user to login screen. So let me just take you to my app router and show you how it works. So here, this is my app router, and you can see all the screens that that we are going to be navigating to inside this project. So here now we have the first screen, which is login screen. We also have inbox screen. We also have email detail screen, and then we also have a compose screen. So first, let me just take you to my login screen. In my login screen, we are not really doing much. We have the email controller. We also have the password controller, and inside this controller. So first of all, let me just log out. So here we have the login screen, and we also have our controller. We have the email controller. We have the password controller, and we are passing this text into our controller. That's why you can see it here. And also we also have different variables that we mentioned here. Also we have the dispose method, and what it does is to help us dispose our controller, because if you leave the page without disposing the controller, that means there is going to be memory leakage, because you are not closing in the controller, you are not disposing the controller properly. So you have to dispose the controller, because when there is memory leakage, it eats up your RAM, it consumes your RAM, and then you have things like your phone getting very hot, or even even the app crashing. So you need to dispose your controllers rather. So next we have the submit method, and what this does is just to validate the current state of this place, which that has to do with the that has to do with both what do you call it, text field. So you have to validate before you log in. So and this login method, we are declaring it inside our auth qubit. So there's not really much things going on this page. So we have our UI, and inside our UI we have this our key, which we are going to be using to be tracking our text feed for validation. And after that, this is our text feed, which we pass in our controllers. And then after that, we have this method, we have this button, this sign in button, whereby when we click on it, it executes this submit. Although we are tracking our is loading state, so we are checking if the state is loading. Whenever it is loading, then you can, let me navigate back to that place. So when so when the state is loading, it shows null, and if the state is not loading, you can hit this submit button. So if you look at this part now, you can see that we changed the UI for the button for each state. So when I click on it, first it shows this loading part, and then after that it shows this. So now we are on the inbox page. So let's just go straight to our inbox screen. So inside our inbox screen, there's nothing really much going on here. Actually, there's a lot going on here. So here we have our UI, but first of all, we are using this block builder to get the user object. So now if the user is authenticated, we can get the user object, and not, and if it's not, no. So we are going to be using this inside our project. But here we have the app bar, and inside our app bar we have like so many things. We have this part which helps us open our drawer, and then we also have our text, and then we have what do you call it, this uh, circle avatar. And inside the circle avatar, it has once you click on it, it has this dialog, and inside this dialog now we are passing in the user name and also the user email. So then also for this icon here, we are right now we are showing I, and I think the user's name is Ibrahim. And then in this avatar, we what we are doing here now, we are checking if the user, for the text, we are checking if the user is null, and if the user is and if the username is not empty. But if it's not, we are going to get the user, then the name, and the first letter of the name, and change it to uppercase. And that's the reason why you are seeing this I here. So also we have this drawer which we declared here, we created here. We have this drawer, and also we have this inbox body. So inside this drawer here, we have a lot of things going on here. I'll walk you through that process. And also here too, we have the inbox body, which is showing all this here, and we also have this floating button that is showing this compose. So once anybody click on this, it takes the user to the compose page. There's quite a lot going on there. We are still going to go into that, but for the drawer, so we are just like you can see now. Let me open this drawer here. So this drawer here has a drawer item that we are currently previewing for the user. So there's nothing really much going on here. So the body now is how, now this is what we are seeing here for the inbox. So we are seeing like here now we have the refresh, and if you roll on it, you can refresh, and then you can see the list of email ties. So these email ties, you can see it, and we are also passing key, email, and every necessary information here too. And that is all for here. On the on tab, we are navigating the user to the email screen, but with we are also passing the email what do you call it, ID too, so that we can identify each of the emails. So that is all for this inbox. I think I've covered everything except for this drawer, and there's nothing really much going on for this drawer item. It's just UI plainly. So next we are going to be going to compose screen, and this screen, wow, it took me a lot of time to work on it, but we also have our controllers here, and also we have our dispose this method here, whereby we are disposing all our controller. So also the most important part is this send. Okay, so let me just click on this controller so you can see. So the most important part is this send email, and first we are getting the text for the two, and we are checking if it is empty, or sorry, we are checking if the two is empty or it contains this ads. That's this two is here. That's the recipient email field. So we are checking if the two controller is empty, and then if it is, we have a snack bar that we show the user whenever they click on send. Like here now, if if you click on it, you see please enter a recipient email. So we have that. Then also we also try to track the states too. And now we'll be using the state for so many things now. So now we have to check if the user is authenticated before. Then if the user is authenticated, we can get the from email. We can get the the email of the from, which is this part, and then also from name too. We also need the name. So if the user is authenticated, we can also get the name. So and also here now is the method that we are using to send message, which we are getting from our qubit. So now what this method needs is the to, the subject, the body, the email, the from email, and the from name. So let's open our email. So if we look at this our qubit, we can see exactly what is going on. First, we are giving the email an ID. Later, we are going to be using the ID, like I showed you earlier. That ID now, I don't know if you notice, that ID is what we are using to preview certain things on this place too. Normally, your email is supposed to have ID so that we can identify the email. So let me go to the compose. So what we are doing here now is just to get some of the data, and then we are sending it also. Then after we are done, we have this emit state, which is show that we've sent it successfully too. So I think that is all for this email composing of this sending of email. We also have a small dialogue too. We have different dialogue for different purpose, and also we also have our UI for this page. So this is basically the UI for the page, and here this is the what they call it. This is the button to send email. So I think wait, let me check my. Sorry, I want to be sure. Let me be sure if I've. Okay, there are certain things I've not really discussed. So first we have this constant, and what this constant does is to we want our app to be structural. So we are calling this app all we are listing all our colors here, so it's easy for us to get the colors that we want. Also, we have this app string, and this app string contain all the string of this app. And the reason why I did this is because I want to load all the string at once when I open the app. I don't want a situation whereby when I open a particular page, that is when the text are being loaded. So but once I do this, when you open the app, all the texts are being loaded. And I also use a singleton approach. So I don't need to declare, I don't need to instantiate this class before calling each of these texts. Also, we have the router, which I explained earlier on, and I think I've explained everything apart from this details page, this email details page, but I will still go into that. We also have our themes for this project too here. There's not really much. Also, we have our data format, date format here too. I declared everything here, and here is where I have my mock data. So here you can see all the mock data for all this stuff here, and you can see I'm passing ID, dummy ID, and dummy info. So that is all for this mock data. Also, this is my auth repository. So this is my this is a login method, and also logout method too. So mostly it's just dummy data for us to just be able to log in. And if you look at here we are currently using it here. Also, although it's being abstracted here, so it's been abstracted, and then I make the implementation here. So this is the implementation for the login method. So everything is just so here we are returning the mocked data that I showed you earlier, which is here. So whenever they log in, they get their data from this part. Also, we have our entities. This is our model, and this is the user entity too. Also here too is my auth repository for the abstracted login format, which I think I've showed you already. Also, this is my abstract for all this method, and I explained this method already. So this is our send email, and this is where we abstract them. So that is it for that. Also, this is my auth qubit, and yeah, this is my auth qubit, and this is where I list out the method that I'm going to be using in my login screen and so on. Also, this is state. Yeah, I didn't really mention anything about state. So in Bloc, we have states for each progress of your app. Let's say a user is authenticated. You want to track the user if he's authenticated. That means inside this qubit now, when a user logs in, you must emit the authentication state, the auth authentication state, and here we are even passing in the user object, so that this auth authenticated state can have the user object. So whenever you log in and it is being successful, you see the object here. Well, I don't, yeah, I'm not sure if I mentioned, but here we are supposed to like check if the user object is as data first before, but since we are using dummy data, we are sure that we are going to be getting data from our mocked data, so we don't really need to check. But on if you are using a real app, you need to check. So sorry, um, also, yeah, I think that I've explained this. Also, we have the qubit this in class um, the qubit class for email. I've also explained that too. So this is our screen. We have our compose, and also our compose screen, and other things in it. We also have our email detail screen. So this screen just shows um, the body of the email screen, and also for this part we have our email yeah, this is our email screen, and this is everything, and we also have our email body, whereby that is where we type in our we type in our email. So this is it here. So we also have our inbox. Okay, I've explained everything about inbox. I've explained everything about login. I think yeah, and we also have this external widgets file, whereby we create our external widgets, whereby we are going to be using in every part of the app. So we added them here. Even this sender avatar, we have it here too. So yeah, so we have it here too. So I think that is all for this demo, and I am hoping that I have the chance to work with you guys. Thank you so much.